Today we're going to be looking at a new robotic vacuum. This is from Alfawise and it's called the X5. Now this is not the iLife X5 robotic vacuum, but this is the Alfawise brand. It is a different brand, completely different brand. So let's quickly look at the features. On the side we have this robot has a wet mapping feature, has gyroscope navigation system here, a zigzag cleaning pattern, scheduling, and basically a robot vacuum and mop. And I'm gonna be quickly unboxing this and show you what comes in the box, and later on we'll do a quick cleaning test to see how this. Okay, now let's unpack this robot and see what we have inside. And let me just adjust this camera here so you'll get a better view. And first you'll get this robot here. Let me just take off this plastic. It comes in a nice black finish here. Let me just quickly show you this robot. It's a nice black finish, 3 buttons on top. Next you'll get a this is the charging station, and it comes, interestingly, it comes with two with these strips of double-sided tape. I guess they want you to stick this so that this doesn't move when you put it on the ground. But it has the rubber strips here, so I think this would be enough. If you look closely here, this charging dock has rubber strips at the bottom here, so it should not slide as easy. When I try to move this, it has resistance, so it's pretty good. And it has this magnetic strip of tape. It looks like a Nito magnetic strip or a Xiaomi. Oh, these tapes I think are for these magnetic strips, not for this charging dock. This double-sided tape is for this magnetic tape. And let's see, you'll also get this remote here. Let me just remove this plastic here. You'll get this remote. Let me just try to zoom you in, this remote here. You'll also get a mop here. This is the mopping attachment. We'll figure out how to use this later on. You'll also get 2 extra side brushes and this cleaning tool for the motorized brush. You'll also get an English manual and the plug for the AC adapter for the charging dock. Let me see if it, and it also comes with an extra microfiber mop and 2 AA batteries for the remote. Take note that this plug doesn't have an adapter, so you may need to buy one. Okay, let's have a close look at the top of this robot. There are 3 icons here on top. This is the spot cleaning, default cleaning, and the home mode. Spot cleaning means this robot will clean in a fixed area in a circular motion. Default cleaning mode activates the robot's default cleaning function. The home button, this home icon represents the robot going back to the charging station. I'm not sure if these are buttons. Let me just zoom out. If these are buttons, I will have to test it after charging if these are indeed buttons. And when we flip the robot over, it will reveal this. Now there are two side brushes here on top and counter rotating brushes. These brushes will counter rotate. This is a similar design to the older Roomba 600 series and earlier that uses a squeegee type and a bristle brush here. The squeegee is very stiff and these bristles are also on the stiff side. We will find out how this will perform later on in the test. And the bin is located at the back. So you'll notice that Alfawise got the design cues from the Roomba. Up front, you'll see cliff sensors here, and here that prevent this robot from falling off cliff points like stairs. And two side brushes will funnel dirt towards this area and back towards this dirt bin. Now let's look at the dirt bin. It loads from the back. Press this lever and it slides out. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly. Let me just. This is the filter here. Now you need to just to access the filter. You need to just take off these locks here, and this opens up. And this is a pretty small filter for a bin this size. Again, here's how the bin looks like. All the dirt is funneled through this area here. This is the filter. This is the mesh filter, and this is the main washable filter. I'm not sure. I don't think this is a HEPA filter here. Again, we'll see in the cleaning test how dirty this will get after the cleaning test. So now let's put back the bin. Slide it back here, and this it also comes with this water tank here. It is a separate piece here, this water tank, and it loads similarly as the dirt bin. When you remove the dirt bin here from the back, you slide this in its place, and this vacuum turns into a mop. Water is loaded from this point here on top, and the water drips down here to this mop. When this becomes dirty, you can replace it with this. It comes with something extra, so you have something to use while this dries up. Here's how the robot looks like when turned on. Yes, these are buttons here. This is the home button, the default cleaning mode. Let's just try to press this, see what happens. And yes, Alfawise has a smartphone app called the Tuya Smart app. You can access this through a QR code found inside the manual. You can see that this app has all the functionalities found on the remote, but you have access to the robot even when you're not physically at home. That means if you want the robot to clean even when you're at work, that is possible. And one of my favorite features of this app would be the ability of it to schedule multiple times per day. You have access to the different cleaning modes, and this app is pretty stable. It hasn't crashed during my testing. For this cleaning test, I'll be using around 50 grams of oats powder and some hair, some dust that I've picked up in previous cleaning tests. This test will show how this robot will clean, how it navigates and how it cleans around the room. And let me just give you a quick overview of what this robot will have to deal with. So you'll see I've scattered it in a bunch of different places. Hopefully this robot will be able to pick up a good bunch of that dirt.
Automatic cleaning mode.
You'll notice that I use the app here. I'm testing how the app works. and it's pretty responsive. I have the full go activated, and let's see how this robot navigates with that mode on. You'll notice that it goes in a back and forth pattern, similar to a Xiaomi. And let's see how efficient this gyroscope navigation is. Okay, now let's see how much the Alfawise X5 picked up. Let's pull out the bin. First, let's look at, I'll just try to give you a visual on how the bin looks like. And it's almost full. I don't know if you can see the oats and powder inside. And let's bring it to the weighing scale and see how much the 50 grams is picked up. Picked up right now it's at 41 grams, and let's see if we can scrape up some more. It's 43 grams out of the 50, so that's 43 out of the 50 grams scattered. And let's check under the robot if there are any bits scattered. If you look under the robot, it's pretty clean. Most of the dirt was swept up to the bin, which is pretty good. It's a good sign. I just want to quickly show you this part of the bin. It's interesting. So when you remove these filters, you'll notice that this part here, it seems to be the motor of this vacuum, and there are two points here that connect to the robot, to the battery of the robot, that feeds power to this small motor housed inside this casing. And I think that as the motor spin, it sucks in the dirt that gets swept from this part here. A separate motor runs this motorized brushes here. So it's pretty effective at its job. Okay, to wrap up, the Alfawise X5 is a pretty good machine. Cleaning performance is good. It picked up 43 out of the 50 grams of dirt. And if you include the dirt trapped in this part here, that could easily add another 1 or 2 grams. The app is also another strong point. It's pretty stable, it's pretty responsive, it didn't crash, and installation was pretty straightforward. In terms of efficiency, this isn't the most efficient robot. I'm quite surprised that it goes in a random direction. I was expecting it to be like the Bea that I tested a few months ago, but it did not. It would go in a straight zigzag pattern, then it would go in a random direction, which is pretty inefficient. But my biggest gripe would be this robot not cleaning the edges enough, not cleaning the chairs enough, and it bumped into the charging station several times. That could be some issues if you're gonna let this clean on its own. But it's a pretty good product. Cleaning performance okay, at least on bare floor. Bin is decently sized. Filtration is not very good. That's it. That's my review of the Alfawise X5. And if you have any comments, suggestions, or if you like this video, please share it or comment in the description below. Again, for more information about this robot, where to buy it, latest price, I've included all of the information down below.